Hey everyone, welcome to Homeschool. Hope everybody are doing good. I know it's been a long time meeting you all. So I'm again making a video after a long time. So sorry for the delay and inconvenience, but I have come up with a very good news for class 9 students, class 10 students, class 11 students and class 12 students. So let me tell you the good news for class 9 students. For class 9 students, I am coming up with a chapter called Gravitation. So many of class 9 students were asking me to do Gravitation chapter. So within this week, I will come up with Gravitation chapter. And for class 10 students, you know that every single concept of science and maths is covered in our channel. Okay, so you can check with the playlist and learn the concepts in a easiest way and detailed way. And I will start the concept wise videos. Okay, I'll come up with the videos where I'll tell you which concept, how they will ask. Okay, so with question and answers, I am coming up in front of you with all the chapters. And coming to class 11 and class 12 students, I will give my 100% effort in clearing the concepts of chemistry. Okay, so I am coming up with in-text and exercise questions. You know, some very important in-text and exercise questions are there, which you can definitely expect for your board examination, and those concepts are very important for competitive exams also. Okay, so I am going to come up with those fundamental very important questions, okay, of all the chapters of chemistry for class 11 and 12. So this is what the good news I wanted to share with you all. In this video, along with this information, I would like to share one more information, that is class 12 chemistry, all chapters are completed in course. Okay, that is in Homeschool application. Okay, so you have to download Homeschool application. Okay, so after downloading Homeschool application, you should go to the courses option, where you will find the two courses for class 12. Okay, so one is a course on complete physical and inorganic chemistry. The other course is complete organic chemistry, where the concepts are explained in a simple, easiest way. So if you want, you can purchase the complete class 12 chemistry. It is available with all the chapters. Fine. So now, without much delay, now the video is exclusively for class 10 students. Like I told you, I will come up with concepts where I'll give an idea how the concepts can be asked, what way the question can be framed. Okay, and also coming to physics chapters, I will come up with different problems, different models of problems, and I'll teach you the way you can solve them very easily. Okay, so there are n number of methods to solve a particular problem, but I'll share easiest tricks and tips. Okay, so now for class 10 students, as a part of revision videos, I am starting with the chapter electricity. Okay, so here I won't be dealing with the concepts in a detailed way, because concept videos are already there in a channel. Okay, so I'll give you all the playlist videos in the description. Don't forget to go and check it out after watching this video. Okay, and here what concept, what way question can be asked, that's what I am going to share in these videos. Okay, so today I have selected this particular chapter, that is electricity. So electricity, I know most of the students feel it very difficult, because you are confused with the different formulas, and I know you are confused with the way problems are asked and the way you have to apply the concept to a problem, right? And don't worry, in the future videos I will come up with problems, different varieties of problems, and I'll also teach you how to solve those problems very easily without any confusions. Okay, so now you know what, it can be a CBSE board or a state board. Okay, the questions that I deal, the concepts that I deal, and my approach is applicable for both CBSE boards and state board. It can be a Karnataka board or whichever the state board, if you are following NCERT syllabus. Okay, fine. See, coming to electricity, as I told you, it can be for both state board and CBSE board. There can be one question commonly asked every year for board exam, that is about different devices and their use. Okay, so in the chapters like electricity and magnetic effect, okay, so magnetic effect chapter and electricity chapter, you will study some devices, right? For example, look at here, you have a device ammeter, you also have a device voltmeter, right? And you have rheostat. Rheostat is another device. Switch is a very small part of a circuit, but yet very important. Okay, later what else you have here? Yes, in the magnetic effect chapter you will observe galvanometer, instrument galvanometer, and you have motor, electric motor, and you also have electric generator, motor and generator. Okay, so these are the different devices. So they will ask their uses, okay, in the form of MCQ question, or it can be asked in the form of 1 mark question. Okay, usually their uses can be asked in the form of MCQ. If you look at the state board question paper, every year one question in the form of MCQ you will observe regarding the uses of these instruments. Okay, even for CBSE board also, in the form of MCQ or 1 mark, you would observe something related to these devices. Okay, so in today's video, let me discuss the uses of these videos and also the definition of units, guys. Okay, so you have certain definitions of units. So they would ask you the definition of 1 ampere, definition of 1 volt, definition of 1 ohm, and definition of 1 watt. Okay, so their definitions also for CBSE board, you know, for 1 mark point of view, you will have to concentrate these definitions. Okay, so today let me discuss the uses of these devices and how to easily write the definitions of these terms. Usually people mug up the definitions, right? But no, if you know the concept and if you know their formulas, no, you can easily frame a sentence to write the definition. So that's what I am going to teach in this video. Now coming to the uses of these devices, right? I have already told you, definitely as one MCQ you can expect. See, ammeter is a device which is used to measure current. So in a circuit, if you want to measure how much amount of current is there, whether you have 1 ampere or 2 ampere, so how much exactly the current is running in a circuit. So if you want to measure that, the instrument we use is ammeter. Okay, fine. And now voltmeter is used to find voltage. Okay, so it is used to measure voltage, potential difference. Okay, so that's very important. And then rheostat is used to control current in a circuit. You know, rheostat actually used to control resistance. So when a resistance is controlled, current gets controlled, isn't it? So always current is inversely proportional to resistance. If resistance is more, current is less. If resistance is less, current is more. So by controlling the resistance, you can control the current that is flowing in a circuit. So which is the device that is used to regulate or control the current? It is rheostat. So its function is also very important. And coming to a function of a switch is used to make a circuit or break a circuit. Very important. Okay, break a circuit or make a circuit. So when switch is, it's like when switch is closed, it's like you will get a continuous path in a circuit. When a switch is like open switch, you know, when switch is off, so this is the open circuit will get opened, I mean circuit will get broken, right? So the use of switch is to make a circuit, to make a continuous path, and also it is used to break the path, right? And now coming to galvanometer, this is very important. Galvanometer is used to detect the current. I in the sense current. See, don't get confused between the use of ammeter and galvanometer. Ammeter will exactly tell you how much current is there in a circuit, whereas galvanometer will tell you whether current is flowing in a circuit or not. Okay, so galvanometer's duty is to detect the current, ammeter's duty is to measure the current. So that is where you have to be very, very careful. And now coming to motor. Okay, so electric motor. Electric motor is the device that actually converts electrical energy, that is electric energy, into mechanical energy. Okay, so which device that is used to convert electric energy into mechanical energy, they'll ask. It is electric motor. Whereas generator is opposite, it will convert mechanical energy into electrical energy. Okay, so they'll also ask you which is the device that produces electricity, or produces electric current. So the device that produces electricity is generator, right? Electricity can be created from a generator. So the device produces electricity is generator. Device that used to detect the presence of current is galvanometer. Device that is used to measure how much current is there is ammeter. So the three different devices related to current only, but their use is completely different. That you have to be very, very careful. Okay, so this is all about the different devices that you need to remember. So now, okay, devices are over. Now let us talk about how to write the definitions of 1 volt, 1 ohm, 1 watt, etc. So coming to the definition of 1 ampere. Okay, so define 1 ampere, they'll ask you. So ampere is the unit of current, no? So the formula of current, I is equal to Q by T. So Q is what? Charge. Okay. T is what? Time. See here, when charge is 1 coulomb, when time is 1 second, then you will get current as 1 ampere. Isn't it? So actually ampere is nothing but coulomb per second. Coulomb, ampere is nothing but coulomb per second only, right? In SI units we will call it as ampere. So when charge is 1 coulomb, when time is 1 second, then your current is 1 ampere. So how do you define this? Okay, so very simple. When, see, 1 coulomb, when 1 coulomb of charge flows in 1 second, then the current is 1 ampere. That's it, right? So this is what the definition of 1 ampere. See, nothing is there to mug up. You know its formula, I is equal to Q by T. When Q you know it is charge, T you know it is time. So when charge is 1 coulomb, time is 1 second, only then, no, when the numerator is 1, denominator is 1, you will get answer as 1. So when charge is 1 coulomb and time is 1 second, then current is 1 ampere. This way also you can write. Very simple. When charge is 1 coulomb, time is 1 second, then current is 1 ampere. That is also correct definition only. Okay, fine. So now we understood 1 ampere, right? So now let us go for 1 volt. Right, so we know that voltage, potential difference is equal to work done divided by charge. right? So work done is what? Energy. So energy is always mentioned in what units? Joules. Charge is what? Coulomb, right? So how do you define volt? See, when work done is 1 joule, charge is 1 coulomb, then you will get the voltage as 1 volt as the answer, right? So how do you define? When 1 joule, how much work done? When 1 joule of work is done to carry 1 coulomb of charge. Okay, from where to where? From one point to another. From one point to another is called as 1 volt. Okay, so you want some energy, right, to carry a charge from one point to another point. So how much energy? When 1 joule of energy if you spend to carry how much charge? 1 coulomb of charge. From where to where? From one point to another point. That is what we mean by 1 volt. Okay, so 1 ampere is over, 1 volt is over. Now let us discuss about 1 ohm. Right, so we know that Ohm's law formula V is equal to IR, right? So R is equal to V by I, we know, right? See, 1 ohm resistance, when do you get? When voltage is 1 volt and current is 1 ampere, isn't it? Right? So how do you define this resistance? See, resistance can be defined this way. When 1 ampere current flows with 1 volt of voltage, then the resistance created is 1 ohm. Okay, then the resistance is 1 ohm. That's it. So when 1 ampere current flows at what voltage? 1 volt voltage. Then whatever resistance generated will be equal to 1 ohm. Okay. So this is going to be the definition of 1 ohm. Okay. So now let us see the final very important definition, that is 1 watt. So we all know watt is what? Unit of power. What is unit of power, right? So power is equal to V into I. This is a very famous formula for power, we know, right? So when do you get 1 watt answer for power? When voltage is 1 volt and current is 1 ampere, right? So 1 watt is what? It is it is the consumption of, say I am writing the definition of 1 watt. It is the consumption of energy of a device when 1 ampere current flows at 1 volt voltage. Okay, so this can be a definition for power. So when voltage is 1, when current is 1 ampere, then the power becomes 1 watt. This way also you can define. Or you can define this way. It is the product of 1 volt voltage and 1 ampere current. That's it. See, whenever multiplication sign is there, we call it as product, no? So 1 watt is nothing but it is a product of, see, or if you feel this definition difficult, 1 watt is, it is the product of 1 volt voltage and 1 ampere current. That's it. Okay, so this definition you can use. So that's all about the today's concept. See, definitions and the units, definitions of units and the work of different devices. So you know, definitely one mark question or MCQ question can be asked regarding this concept. So like this, for the 10th class students, I will come up with many such concepts along with the questions. So I will be solving lots of questions in the coming videos. I may not tell you the concept because concept videos are already there. Okay, so please share and like the videos, and do share the videos with your friends also. Let the knowledge spread for everyone. Okay, so thank you so much. Meet you all in the next video.